Hey Jayhawks, I'm Lane Renfro.
And I'm Olivia Neely. Welcome back to Good Evening KU. So Lane, how have you been this week?
I've been pretty good, definitely better. Kind of had a sense of false hope yesterday whenever it was 70 degrees outside, and then all of a sudden I woke up this morning and then had to shave this really thick sheet of ice off my car with my KU ID.
Yeah,
So,
that sucks. I was wearing shorts yesterday and a tank top, having to take off my sweatshirt because it was so hot outside, and then today I'm like bundling up, can't get enough layers on. It was awful. But luckily we had a snow day last week. That was fun.
Yeah, what did you do with yours?
I actually went sledding at the Corbin Hill. I live over there like by 11th Street, and so that hill's really steep. We found cardboard boxes in our trash room and actually tied like trash bags around them, and then they were surprisingly very good sleds. So we slid down the hill. It was all fun until you realize you have to like walk back up the hill. That wasn't awesome.
That's my least favorite part of sledding, honestly.
I know. Did you do anything for the snow day?
I did. I stayed inside because snow's not my thing. And that was the most snow that I've seen in a pretty long time. But I stayed inside, watched some movies. But I did see people on Barstool with people sledding down the hill, like skiing, snowboarding, everything in between.
I saw that too, and believe it or not, when we were out there sledding, we actually saw them head out from around the area. So I don't know if they live like over in GSP or something, but we actually saw them like head out, and we thought it was so crazy. And then it was really funny to see them on the Instagram account later. Who knows what's going to happen next with the weather, but luckily Erin's going to be with us later to tell us what it's going to be like in the next week.
So I'm feeling kind of lucky with today being 2/22/22.
Me too.
And it's a Tuesday.
Yes, it's like couldn't get better. So hopefully the weather will be better, and hopefully we get a KU win tonight. Are you doing anything for the game?
Yeah, I've been camping for the past week.
Really?
So it's kind of like all been leading up to tonight, sitting on those terrible linoleum floors at Allen Fieldhouse, but it'll definitely be worth it. I'm really excited.
Hopefully, hopefully you guys get good seats. I actually have yet to be at a KU basketball game. I know I'm like a fake fan, but it'll be really fun for you. I hope I get to go to a game soon.
Honestly,
hopefully.
I think you should definitely like make your way out there because I mean the Instagram captions don't lie. It's such a cool environment to be at.
I've only seen videos, but I can't wait till the day I go.
Oh, you gotta go.
We will be back after this short commercial break with Mason talking to Connor Becker about how he's gotten involved in the J School.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
Welcome back to Good Evening KU. We have special guest Connor Becker with us today to talk about opportunities in the J School and the Fieldhouse podcast. So Connor, tell me about the Fieldhouse podcast you've been doing.
So fellow J School student Sam Lance and I started this podcast called Fieldhouse Friends. Just basically the goal of it is to bring on different people on the KU beat each Monday or so and put out a podcast talking everything KU hoops in the week prior and take a little deeper dive into things with some names and stuff that you see in the paper, but also kind of express some ideas and opinions you might not hear in the press.
So what are your opinions about the game coming up tonight?
Well, tonight, they're coming in off, I think it's about 3 or 4 game win streak here, which is pretty good for them heading in, this deeper part of the stretch. And big game against Kansas State tonight, which, they should definitely win this game based on how they've been playing. But we'll see how they do tonight. It'll be interesting, especially with a team like Kansas State that led by 16 last time they played them at halftime.
Okay, so what about other things have you done in the J School besides the podcast?
Last year I was it seemed like I didn't really step in the J School that much last year because of COVID, but I did a little bit of work for the University of Daly, Kansas, just writing some basketball and stuff. And that's actually how Sam and I got to know each other a little bit working for the student paper, which is just a great opportunity to meet people in general. But it's little opportunities like that kind of got us together and ultimately what started the podcast.
How did you get yourself involved if you don't really know how to get there? Like if you're new to the J School like me or somebody else?
I think the hardest thing is realizing how many people know about the different involvement here. Mm-hmm. So if you ask anybody, they might not know anyone works at the Kansas, but they might know someone with a byline to Kansas. So then that's your connection to talk and see, how can I get involved with this? How can I do that?
Is there anything else you would like to talk to the audience about today?
Just go to the game tonight. Rock chalk.
Thank you, Tara, for going to talk to us about opportunities in the J School. Next, we'll be back with Maggie and Abby with the news after this break.
Just say no. Just say no.
Just say no.
Just say no.
Just say no.
Welcome back to another Good Evening KU News Update. I'm Maggie.
And I'm Abby. The COVID infection rate for the Beijing Games was reported as a 0.01 positivity rate. 1.8 million COVID tests have been given since January 23rd, and 437 people tested positive. The International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach said it has been one of the safest places on Earth, if not the safest. One of the people who tested positive, 98 were athletes, 87 were team officials, and 252 are stakeholders.
KU Endowment raised over $3 million during its fundraising event, One Day, One KU, last week. More than 4,700 gifts were donated from donors in all 50 states.
The Lawrence School District decided against closing schools for the next school year at the February 14th school board meeting. The board will meet on February 28th to discuss cost cutting as the school district faces a budget shortage between $3.2 and $3.8 million because of a decrease in state funding. The budget cut is expected to help fund an increase in faculty and staff pay.
The U.S. has lifted the ban on Mexican avocado imports just a week after a threatening call was made to a U.S. State Department of Agriculture employee in Michoacan, Mexico. Michoacan has had heavy cartel activity for years, and avocados are a significant good that the state exports to the U.S.
After former President Donald Trump was permanently suspended a year ago from Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, he launched his new social media app yesterday that fights big tech limits on speech. The new app, called Social Truth Social, will be available for download in the Apple Store, but already has a wait list for download.
The Kansas Scholastic Press Association presented Lawrence High School senior Kuehler Dunn with the Student Journalist of the Year Award. Dunn is eligible to receive the Journalist of the Year Award from the Journalism Education Association. Final results will be available in April. Dunn plans to attend KU in the fall and major in journalism.
That's all for the news. Stay tuned for sports updates from Dylan and Nolan.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
We are back with this week's sports report. I'm Dylan.
I'm Nolan. KU men's basketball beat West Virginia on Saturday with a final score of 71. To 58, Kansas basketball has now climbed to 5th in this week's Associated Press Top 25 men's college basketball poll. The team will play K-State tonight at 8 p.m. at home.
The women's basketball team also took home a dub on Saturday against Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas. The final score of the game was 71-68. KU women's basketball has now earned their 7th straight win. The team will play again tomorrow at 7 p.m. against Iowa State at home.
The NBA All-Star Game was this Sunday night at Rocket Montage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. Team LeBron took on Team Durant, and Team LeBron won 1,603-160 with a last second shot.
We saw all of the current top NBA athletes and feature GOATs with the likes of Giannis Antetokounmpo, Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, KU legends Joel Embiid and Andrew Wiggins, Jason Tatum, and DeMar DeRozan. Stephen Curry went absolutely nuclear, scoring 50 points and set a record of 16 threes, demolishing the previous of 9.
LeBron James had a rough game, going under 50% from the field, but despite he channeled his inner Michael Jackson, making a swift fadeaway to win the game.
Michael Jordan even made a rare appearance, giving props to LeBron and even challenging NBA legend Magic Johnson to a 1v1.
Austin Sandork won the Daytona 5000 on Sunday. Sandork drives the number 2 Ford Mustang for Team Penske. The 23-year-old Rocky had his first career Cup victory. His Penske teammate Ryan Blaney helped Sandork move to the lead in the race during the final 2-lap sprint.
The XFL is making a comeback under new ownership of Danny Garcia, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Redbird Capital Partners. The league had a rocky start, having one season in 2001, but they were shut down due to lack of funding and NBC backing out of their deal. They tried to make a comeback in 2020, but with only five weeks played before COVID-19 shut them down, and they filed for bankruptcy in April of 2020.
The XFL and the NFL will not participate in player sharing, unlike leagues such as the NBA G League and minor league baseball. The league is going to resume play in February 2023.
That's all for this week's sports update. We'll be back with Cammie and Anna for the current pop culture news.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
Welcome back. I'm Cammie.
And I'm Anna. This is your pop culture news for this week.
Olympic gymnast Simone Biles got engaged to NFL player Jonathan Owens after a year and a half of dating. Owens proposed on Valentine's Day and had been preparing for the moment since December. In an interview on the Today Show with Carson Daly, Biles said it definitely beats a gold medal, talking about her new engagement ring.
Speaking of engagements, Adele has rumors flying all over social media and news outlets after wearing a massive diamond ring on her left ring finger at the 2022 Brit Awards. The awards happened just months after Adele's interview with Oprah in November, when she confirmed her relationship with sports agent Rich Paul. Adele was also nominated for 4 awards and walked away with 3 trophies at the Brits.
HBO series Euphoria reported a series record in views on Super Bowl Sunday. The second season of the show has sparked conversation and positive audience reactions on social media. The 6th episode that aired during the Super Bowl had 5.1 million viewers and a 20% increase from the previous episode.
Britney Spears has recently landed a book deal with publisher Simon & Schuster, valued at over $15 million for her upcoming memoir. The pop star said she wants to tell her story, and the contract allows for her to do just that. The deal comes at a good time in Britney's life after her 13-year conservatorship has ended and engagement to partner Sam Ashari. She has not yet commented on what will be included in the book.
KU's annual Rock Chalk Review is back and shows this weekend. The show is put together by groups of sororities and fraternities that write and produce their own personalized musicals. Famous actor and KU alumni Rob Riggle was able to participate in Rock Chalk Review during his time at KU. This year's ticket sales will be going to the Willow Domestic Violence Center and KU Dream Maker Fund. Showtimes are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 7 p.m. at the Lead Center. Tickets range from $20 to $35 and are on sale now at the Rock Chalk Review website. More information can also be found on the Rock Chalk Review Instagram.
Jake Gyllenhaal has finally commented on Taylor Swift's song All Too Well. Taylor's song was released in 2012 and recently re-released in an extended version on Red Taylor's version. While many believe the lyrics to be about Gyllenhaal, the actor told Esquire, "It has nothing to do with me. It's about her relationship with her fans." These comments come after lots of negative backlash that has been directed towards Gyllenhaal after the re-release of the song.
That's all we have for this week's Pop Culture Update. We will be back shortly with this week's weather with Aaron.
In America, littering is becoming a bigger and bigger problem. In the U.S. alone, 250 million pieces of trash are littered each year, costing $11.5 billion in cleanup. Of that number, 40% of the trash comes from motorists on highways. We are slowly destroying our natural resources by littering so much as a society. Next time you see trash on the ground, do your part and throw it away.
And welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm Erin Borchers here with a weather update. And students, I know if you stepped outside, it is cold today. We were nice and around 70 degrees yesterday, and we're sitting at about a 50-degree difference this afternoon because we had an Arctic blast come in last night. And despite the flurries that we saw today, there is another chance for snow on Thursday. So looking outside right now, there was still a little bit of flurries coming down. I think majority of them have already fallen for the time being, and we are sitting at about 19 degrees. So it's very, very different from what it was yesterday. The wind is still strong. It is about 18 miles per hour coming out of the north due to that Arctic blast coming down out of the north. And so the wind chill is 2 degrees and you can feel it out there. So hopefully you're bundling up, especially for the game tonight. And I know a lot of people are camping right now, but it is chilly and it's only going to get colder. Tonight, I'm putting us at a low of about 10 degrees, and with the wind that's going to stay strong, about 16 miles per hour, that's going to put the wind chill around -7. So hopefully you are bringing your coats and wearing layers as you're getting excited for that KU K-State game tonight. And tomorrow, I know we might be hopeful for some more warmer weather, but I am sad to report that we are going to see a high of about 24 tomorrow. The wind's gonna cool down a little bit, or slow down a little bit, excuse me. And so the wind chill will ease up a little bit, but we're gonna stay cloudy and it's still gonna be chilly. And it's honestly going to stay chilly for the rest of the week. I don't see us getting above freezing until Saturday. And like I mentioned earlier, we do have a chance of snow for Thursday. Right now, I'm putting us at about 40% chance of snow, and any snow that we do see, I think it's gonna lean a bit more towards like a dusting to 2 inches. So it's not gonna be anywhere as much as we saw last week with that like 5 to 6 inches that we saw with that snow day that happened. But that's what the rest of the week's gonna look like. Cold, cloudy, and eventually getting back up into the 30s. And if I step this way, you can see that next week I'm gonna have us in the 40s a little bit. That is all I have for a weather update. Thank you so much for watching Good Evening KU today, and we will be back next Tuesday.